Hey everyone. Firstly, I just want to say thank you to Global Speaker Talk and for Anshoes and the team. Thank you for having me to present this talk on building presence and purpose. My name is Kanji Low. I'm the founder of SynapzeAI and the COO of Presence. SynapzeAI is an AI marketing agency based out here in Melbourne, Australia, and we simply get you in front of where you need to be in regards to your business through automations as well as marketing, helping businesses get seen and also results. So, why I chose this topic is that every leader needs to start somewhere. And to be honest, we have a starting point in life. Everyone's got their own story, everyone's got their ideas, their struggles. And just like many of you, I'm the same, right? We all start somewhere. And for myself, I was a very shy Asian kid. I was quite reserved. I was always going through friendship circles. And I came to a point in my life where I knew that I was meant for more. And based on that belief and based on that knowing, I started to put myself on stages, whether it's the school concerts, whether it's the plays, whether it's speaking in front of the classroom, whether it's a new opportunity. I started to get into different stages. And then I started to realize that it was not luck. And it's never luck with this kind of thing. Obviously, success is when opportunity meets preparation, but there's clarity, there's systems, and there's presence. So my journey didn't start with anything, right? It came from me understanding that I had to be better. And through self development, I started in coaching and mentoring. I wanted to really bring this level of self development to the world. And I delved, and obviously, the first thing you do is you invest in yourself. You invest your skill sets, you invest time, you go find mentors, you read books. And eventually, I got to a point where I had to reinvent myself, right? And I feel like with everyone, you have to come to a realization in your life that there is purpose. You are meant for more, and you're meant to do something that is greater than you. Whether you realize it or not, you're placed here for a specific reason. And that reason, many people won't find out until maybe it's their last minute on this earth. And for us, it is an anchor, right? It's an anchor for us to stay the course and continue from this place. So, obviously, starting from the coaching and self development world, I moved into startups. So, I eventually worked with Presence, and Presence is a decentralized social media platform that allows attention to be monetized through partnership of affiliates and faceless pages, as well as products that need to be sold by people who are in the self development space. And from being on startups, I realized the game of getting funding, whether it's bootstrapping, spending money from your consultancy and putting it into a business or an idea, whether it's going for seed funding and getting funding from investors to fuel this vision of yours. I realized that when you have a vision or when you have purpose, you can bring everyone together. And eventually, from running startups and helping startups grow, I was wanting to share more about me, about Kanji and what he can do. And I eventually got into AI. So, how I got into AI was through a speaking gig in Malaysia. And it was just out of the blue. I was checking on LinkedIn one day. And to be honest, I thought it was a scam. I didn't think of anything of it. and this lady reached out saying, "Hey, we're looking for speakers like yourself who are willing to host a workshop. I see that you're doing really well in business development." And from there, I decided to be like, "Oh, okay, maybe I just listen to what this lady has to say." And I found out that she's a conference producer in Malaysia, and she was hosting workshops for executives that are over there. So I said yes to it. It was scheduled in September, and then I put my hand up, and eventually it came to the point where I was just like, you know what? My purpose is to inspire others, to help people, be the greatest version of themselves. Like, why not? So I put my hand up for it. Eventually, I was, still doing a little bit of mentoring, coaching, and I'm starting to put myself out there in Melbourne as well and running workshops at the libraries as well as different co-working spaces. I eventually got an opportunity from that same person to fly over and moderate a big event. And it was called a big data and AI and future technology event. And from there, I was just like, oh, wow, like, anything's possible. So from there, I was like, okay, like, how do I bring what I have in regards to ideas to different stages? And from there, you have to position yourself with purpose, right? You have to position yourself in a way, whether it's on stage, whether it's online, whether it's through your expertise. Like right now, I'm currently building my personal brand, and I have 100,000 followers on Facebook. You got to position yourself with the cards that you do have through your purpose to share what it is that you're building. And for me, it's helping other people become the best version of themselves. So that's the first part. So that's what you'll obviously when you move through life, what is your purpose? Like what is that anchor? What is that thing that's driving you every single day? Right. And the second thing is the credibility. Right. So in an AI driven world right now, you can say 2025 has been full of AI. Um, Everyone claims expertise, but how do you leverage that expertise or even influence, you could say, to stand out, right? So how you do it is obviously through consistency. You got to keep showing up. You have to say yes to things that are outside your comfort zone. But there's a framework that I want to share with you. So the framework comes in three parts. So the first part is to share results. So if you're doing some amazing work, the first thing to look at is proof of work, right? Is there any data that you can share, any stories that you have, any outcomes that you have, anything that can show that you're really doing the thing that you're actually doing and being the example, right? So that's the first thing of the framework. The second part is building authority. So building authority in the sense of partnering up with other people that are in your space. The biggest thing has helped me in the last 9 months in growing my social media page, especially on Facebook and LinkedIn, and even just my name is association. So being on stage with people, jumping and saying yes to panels that are online, just like for this one, being associated with other people that are the same. Media, so if there's any paid media or any media that's out there, and you say yes, this is what I want to do. Any communities as well, and that really helps too. So if you're a part of a community and they're all talking about AI, like, are you also in there too? So I purposely put myself and place myself so that the credibility that I share and the work that I do cuts through, right? So that's the second part. And the third one is consistency. No matter what, you can be perfect in crafting your profile online. You can be, perfect in crafting what you're talking about as well. But the main thing is consistency. Like, I think even if you just start right now and you don't know what you're saying, that's perfect. And I feel like we get into this trap of overthinking too much on what we want to say and what we want to do as well. So start by showing up where your audience is ready for you, right? So for example, if you are servicing, executives as part of your business because that's your niche and that's your audience, start showing up there. right? If your business is not so much being on stage or on social media, but you're doing things and you're building things in the back end, and that's your thing, do that. But you got to start somewhere. And I feel like we have to understand what we do have and how we actually can move through. And the third part is, how do we transform presence? And what do I mean by presence into performance? So, performance isn't just being visible, it's the essence of your brand, it's the essence of who you are as a person, your values, it's the energy that's behind everything, right? How do we change that into performance? So, for example, the agency SynapzeAI, we help turn conversations into conversions, right? Through systems and automation. So, for example, any conversation that comes in regards to manual work, we turn that into a system and get them results, right? Whether it's law firms, accountants, mortgage brokers, financial service providers, the like. So you have to understand what it is that you stand for and what's your value, what's your essence of your brand. And presence without performance is vanity, right? You can, just see that it's just all a bunch of metrics and all that kind of stuff. But performance with no presence is also being invisible, right? You can go for the metrics like, number of followers, number of people you impacted, likes, comments, etc. But again, like, that's not the essence of why you build your brand. And your brand is what people say when you're not in the room. So when you're away from your customers, what are they talking about? Are they talking about, posting funny things? Are they talking about you being inspirational or meaningful? Or are they talking about how you've helped them get certain results? What is the end goal or the end point of when you're not in the room? What do they talk about? So I want to close up. I know I got maybe about 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left in this talk, but to sum up, there's three parts. First part is positioning yourself with purpose. The second part is building credibility that cuts through the noise, especially in a AI heavy, noisy environment. And how do you stand out is you obviously share results. You build the authority by association. You also stay consistent. And I can't stress consistency enough, right? I've been in the game of social media since 2014, right? Since Instagram, since even Facebook came out in 2007, I just understood trends, right? And now it's become part of my business. So you have to understand that for yourself as well. Like, how do you mix and mold and adapt to trends, and how do you become the trendsetter? And then the third part is transforming presence into performance. And presence is not just being visible, it's how do you be memorable, trusted, what values do you stand for? So, in regards to struggles and stages, right? The path is never smooth. Whether it's startups, funding challenges, trials and error, turning attention into legacy. This is what's really important, is that your story is what will resonate with people. And how do you get people through the door in what you're selling is that you are the person that they're actually investing. The outcome. If you can help them get the outcome, that's the first thing. So it's done when you align your purpose, your credibility, and your systems. And you don't just build a business, you build a brand that belongs on global stages. And they say that marketing can make you a millionaire, but branding can make you a billionaire. So I just want to thank Global Speaker Talk. I know this has been an amazing session. And yeah, just one thing to take away is like, what do people say when you're not in the room? How do you leave that legacy for the rest of the world to remember you by? So thank you so much for having me. And yeah, I look forward to connecting with you. If you haven't yet, connect with me on socials, Kanji.Low, and I'll catch you on Facebook, LinkedIn, and all that as well. So thank you so much.